Welcome to the first video of the how-to videos on how to apply this year's contest stage makeup. First, we're going to start with foundation, well, skin prep and foundation. We want to create a smooth, even base for the rest of the makeup. We want something long-lasting. So we're going to aim for a tacky, hydrated finish. By tacky, I mean your primer. I want it to feel slightly sticky. It'll help everything stick, and it'll help everything last longer in the long runs and under those bright lights. Today I will be using a beauty blender. I have wet my beauty blender so it pushes the makeup further instead of soaking up all that. So you can actually tell this is the one that I just hydrated and this is the one that I haven't. So you can tell that I have used them. But this is the one that I hydrated, I got wet. It should not be able to have water dripping down your hand. It should just feel damp like a washcloth. You're more than welcome to use brushes. If you want to use brushes, I would definitely go with a kabuki brush or a foundation brush. And if you really want to use your fingers, you're more than welcome to use your fingers. However, I don't suggest it just because the foundation soaks into your fingers and then there's oil on your face and it can become really streaky and you can definitely see it under the lights. So why don't we get started? All right. So here I'm applying primer. It's like the base coat for all your makeup. It helps everything go on smoother and last longer. I apply it all over, but my main focus is on my T-zone, which includes my forehead, my nose, my chin, and slightly under my eyes, since that's where I get the most shine and where my makeup tends to break down first. If you have larger pores or fine lines, by pressing a little extra primer into those areas, it can help blur them out. And if you have dry patches, a hydrating primer there can keep foundation from clinging. So let it sit for a few seconds and you're ready for a flawless base. Alrighty. Now personally for myself, I use a spot corrector so I can get rid of the redness around my nose and under my eyes, and then along my chin as well. This is not needed. This is just a personal preference, so I'm going to do that really quickly right now so we can get started. This one I just got at my drugstore. This is the Maybelline Fit Me. My glasses are non-matte and poreless. Normal to oily skin foundation. Perfect for me because that's what I am. Foundation is typically the longest part of your makeup routine. Please trust me though, it is totally worth it. A good base makes everything go smoother. If you're using a beauty blender, the best way is by stippling it. Just bounce, don't drag. This presses the makeup in for a seamless, natural finish while keeping it lightweight. Take your time here, blend it out, and once your base is set, the rest of the makeup will be a breeze. So when it comes to applying foundation, there are, in fact, several ways to do it. I'm using a beauty blender, in which I told you before. It gives a natural finish and it helps with the blending. I apologize. I'm looking into my mirror while I'm talking to you. You can also use a brush, like I said, a kabuki brush or a foundation brush. It will give you a fuller coverage. With a beauty blender, you can build up as you need it. camera is being a little dramatic. Technology just loves to test my patience, so if things look weird or glitchy, I promise it's not you, it's definitely my setup. But while we're here, let's talk about blending. We don't want any harsh lines, so make sure you're bringing that foundation all the way up into your hairline and trust the process. You don't want a makeup mask situation. Lightly blend over your ears. They're obviously part of your face, and we want to see that nice seamless transition, and definitely take it down your neck so everything matches. We want a smooth, seamless blend and not a floating face. So take your time, keep bouncing that sponge or stippling that kabuki brush, and let's make sure everything melts together beautifully. Our foundation is on. Perfect. Next would be your concealer. I wouldn't call them imperfections because no one has them. Every mark on our body is beautiful. However, if you want to hide dark spots under your eyeballs, like your dark circles, I know that I like to cover mine because my toddler is exhausting. Around the nose for a little extra coverage, on your cupid's bow, which is here, a little bit under your chin or on your forehead. I'm going to do my routine for my usual look. Wherever you'd like it, you can have it. It doesn't matter. So my shade is a whole lot lighter than my foundation color. So we're gonna see how this looks. You're going to want to use your beauty blender again. With the foundation that you already have on your beauty blender, you don't need to change a beauty blender. You can use the makeup that was already on it to help blend it in. That way it'll look a little bit more natural. Ooh, this is actually turning out really nice, and I really, really like it. Oh, we'll see how it turns out. I tend to use my highlighter. That doesn't come till later. I tend to use my concealer on most of the places where I would put my highlighter. And not so much because you can't see my highlighter, but when I have the other products on my face, it just helps it stand out just a touch more. So, if at this point you are using powdered products, and by powder I mean if you're using powder powder bronzer, powder blush, or even powder highlighter, I would suggest that you use setting powder now. That way you're putting powder onto powder instead of trying to blend it into your foundation, because we don't want that. It'll make your brushes cakey and it won't look nice because you'll get streaks and it just doesn't turn out very well. So when you do put on setting powder, you want to focus on your most oily places. For me, it's my forehead, under my eyes, and along my nose. And then I would just do a gentle dust around the rest of my face, focusing on these areas here. However, I am using cream products. So I have cream blush, cream contour. I don't have cream highlighter, but you'll see eventually in the next video. As well as we'll do eyeshadow and all that stuff. But for now, your base is set for the rest of your makeup. Remember, this is just my method. If you have a different method that you wish to use, go for it. I don't want to tell you the way that you're doing it is wrong. I just want to help you get to what we're looking for. If you need any help whatsoever, please reach out to me or any member on our beauty squad. They are happy to help you with whatever questions that you may have.